We had Cleveland and Cincinnati. Cleveland ended up winning this game. But Cleveland did lose Odell Beckham Jr. for the year.
I don't think that's a big deal. That's going to upset people as well. Is he a fantastic player when he's lights out? Of course he is. He's one of the great athletes. But do you know what? Again, he very much reminds me of, a lot of these. But, for instance, he reminds me of Michael Thomas in the sense of, he's a world-class athlete. But again, diva antics, silly attitude. The way he got injured was ridiculous. Off the pick, he goes running back and he essentially runs into one of his offensive linesmen while he's trying to teabag him in midair. And he's surprised that he picks up and he's literally like this high up in the air trying to fucking mount him. I'm like, what are you doing? I appreciate the passion. I appreciate the fact that he was charging back to get it. But to be honest, there's no surprise with the Browns. When they throw the ball less than 50% on offense, they win the game outright. They always do. And a lot of that is down to, of course, Kareem Hunt and the run game. The run game is what will carry this team forward and get them out of this division. You know what? People are sleeping on this division as well. Again, highly competitive. The Browns, the Ravens, the Steelers. I would argue, actually, that the Browns have just as much right as the Ravens right now for that second spot in that division.
Absolutely.
And it could get really fucking feisty the next time they play each other. The Bengals, once again, I have to sit there for 2.5, 3 hours and listen to how Joe Burrow is apparently the second coming of Jesus Christ. And I'm getting a little bit bored of it because he doesn't seem to win many games for someone who's so bloody amazing. Ultimately, like you said with Drew Brees, he makes stars out of guys. Who's Callaway? Never heard of him. But you know who he is now because Drew Brees makes him look like a star because you can put the ball on him. At the end of the day, Joe Burrow might be a great athlete. He's most definitely an upgrade from what they did have in Andy Dalton, backing into last season. But ultimately, I'm still yet to see anything particularly special from him. And everyone's raving about him. Nobody's talking about Justin Herbert at the Chargers, who I think is a much better player, much more exciting player. He's getting, and not to mention, Burrow is playing very average teams a lot of the time and struggling on offense against them. Teams like the Jaguars, the Browns. Let's not get it twisted. The Browns have had a very good start, but ultimately they're flattering to deceive, and they're going to come unstuck badly when they play big teams. We saw that against the Steelers. They had nothing against the Steelers, absolutely nothing, and they won't do against teams like the Chiefs, the Steelers, possibly even the Ravens as well when it comes down to it, if they turn up and play the game you'd expect them to play. So I'm not that impressed with what Joe Burrow has done so far. Sorry, but until you can prove to me that you can win games with the ball in hand, this was a game that he should have won. He had an opportunity to win this game and he didn't. He lost. So,
to be fair,
take Joe Burrow's penis out of your mouth, people.
To be fair, though, his defense failed him in the end.
Yeah, but he's not on defense. He's on offense.
Exactly. And he gave them a lead.
He gave them a lead and they failed, but he's had plenty of opportunities. At the end of the day, if you're that good on offense, you don't give them a single-digit lead. If you're that good, the game is out of their hands. Who are the best quarterbacks in this league? Look at them. Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees. There are other guys, of course, coming through, but I'd say those are the 4 most dangerous quarterbacks on the game. And obviously Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson.
Yeah, for sure.
As well. And ultimately, people aren't going to let Russell Wilson get away with what happened against the Cardinals. So why are we going to let Joe Burrow get away with it just because he's a rookie and he was the number 1 pick? No. If you're the number 1 pick, you should be a stud. You should be a magnificent player. Ultimately, LeBron James was the number 1 pick in the NBA. He doesn't turn up and do the things that he's supposed to do. We're all questioning him. And hell, we question him anyway, and he's won 4 NBA titles.
That's so true.